What if I told you one of America's most successful airlines began with a business plan that wasn't written in an office, or even on a sheet of paper? It was drawn on a cocktail napkin. Almost everyone laughed at the idea. Banks weren't interested. Powerful competitors spent years trying to kill the company before it even launched. Yet that tiny sketch would eventually become one of the greatest business success stories in American history, carrying millions of passengers every year and changing the airline industry forever. This is the incredible story of Southwest Airlines. In the late 1960s, flying in America was expensive. The airline industry was dominated by a handful of large companies, and competition was limited. Air travel was considered something many families could not afford regularly. Roland King, a Texas businessman, believed there had to be a better way. He imagined an airline focused on short flights between Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. Instead of serving the entire country, it would connect just 3 major Texas cities with affordable fares and frequent departures. One day in 1967, King met with attorney Herb Kelleher at a restaurant in San Antonio. During their conversation, King grabbed a cocktail napkin and drew 3 circles representing Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. He connected them with 3 simple lines. That sketch became the foundation of Southwest Airlines. At first glance, the idea looked almost too simple. Instead of operating hundreds of complicated routes, Southwest would focus on doing one thing exceptionally well. Instead of offering expensive meals and luxury service, it would offer reliable transportation at the lowest possible cost. Instead of trying to compete with every airline, it would create an entirely different business model. Simple. Fast. Affordable. But turning that simple drawing into a real airline would prove far more difficult than anyone imagined. The biggest airlines in Texas immediately recognized the threat. They knew that if Southwest succeeded, ticket prices across the state could fall dramatically. So they fought back. Not with better service. Not with lower prices. They fought in court. For nearly 4 years, Southwest faced lawsuit after lawsuit. Every legal victory was followed by another challenge. The company couldn't even begin flying because competitors were determined to stop it before its first passenger ever boarded an aircraft. Many startups would have run out of money or simply given up. Herb Kelleher refused. As an attorney, he personally helped defend the company through years of legal battles. His determination became one of Southwest's greatest strengths. Finally, in 1971, after years of courtroom fights, Southwest Airlines launched its first flights. But winning the legal battle didn't solve the company's biggest problem. Money. Southwest was desperately short of cash. The company started with only a few Boeing 737 aircraft. Every dollar mattered. Every flight mattered. Every passenger mattered. Then things became even worse. Financial pressure forced Southwest to sell one of its airplanes just to stay alive. Most airlines would have responded by cutting flights. Southwest did the opposite. Its leadership asked a simple question. How can we fly the same schedule with fewer airplanes? The answer would become one of the smartest operational strategies in aviation history. Instead of letting airplanes sit at the gate for an hour, Southwest worked to turn them around in as little as 10 to 15 minutes. Passengers exited quickly. Cleaning crews moved fast. Fueling happened immediately. New passengers boarded almost instantly. The aircraft returned to the sky as quickly as possible. This allowed every airplane to complete more flights every day than competitors. More flights generated more revenue. Higher aircraft utilization reduced costs. Without buying more airplanes, Southwest became dramatically more efficient. That simple operational discipline gave the company a competitive advantage that many airlines struggled to copy for decades. But Herb Kelleher believed airplanes alone wouldn't make Southwest successful. People would. While many corporate executives managed from behind office doors, Kelleher built an entirely different culture. He believed employees should enjoy coming to work. Flight attendants were encouraged to show personality. Pilots often helped load luggage. Executives worked alongside frontline staff. Humor became part of the company's identity. Instead of acting like a traditional corporation, Southwest created an environment where employees genuinely cared about customers and each other. That culture wasn't just good for morale. It became a business advantage. Happy employees delivered better service. Better service created loyal customers. Loyal customers returned again and again. Over time, Southwest developed one of the strongest reputations in American business. While many competitors struggled with labor disputes and unhappy workers, Southwest consistently ranked among the country's most admired employers. Its culture became just as important as its low prices. Another reason for Southwest's success was its obsession with simplicity. Most airlines operated many different aircraft types. Southwest chose only one, the Boeing 737. Training became easier. Maintenance became cheaper. Pilots could fly any aircraft in the fleet without additional certification for different models. Spare parts were simpler to manage. Repairs became faster. Operating costs stayed low. The company also avoided unnecessary complexity in its route network. Instead of building giant international hubs, Southwest focused on frequent domestic flights where demand was strongest. Every decision served one goal: lower costs without sacrificing reliability. As ticket prices dropped, more Americans who had never considered flying suddenly found it affordable. Many people who previously drove between Texas cities started flying instead. Southwest wasn't just competing for airline customers. It was competing against cars. That was a revolutionary idea. By creating new demand instead of simply stealing passengers from competitors, the airline expanded the market itself. Year after year, Southwest continued growing. Its reputation spread far beyond Texas. Other airlines watched closely. Many tried to copy the company's low-cost model. Around the world, airlines such as Ryanair and EasyJet later adopted strategies inspired by Southwest's approach. The company had proven something that changed aviation forever. Lower prices didn't necessarily mean lower profits. If operations were efficient enough, affordable tickets could create an incredibly successful business. Over the decades, Southwest carried hundreds of millions of passengers and became one of America's most recognizable airlines. It survived recessions, fuel crises, economic downturns, and industry disruptions that forced many competitors into bankruptcy. Through it all, the principles drawn on that cocktail napkin remained remarkably unchanged. Keep the business simple. Keep costs low. Take care of employees. Treat customers well. Execute consistently. Looking back, it's almost unbelievable. One conversation inside a Texas restaurant. One cocktail napkin. 3 simple lines connecting 3 cities. That was all it took to spark an idea that transformed an entire industry. The greatest business ideas aren't always the most complicated. Sometimes they're the simplest. The real difference is having the courage to believe in them when nobody else does. And that's exactly what Herb Kelleher and Roland King did. Their napkin sketch didn't just create an airline. It created one of the greatest business success stories in American history.